6 games, 4 points, 3 teams, but only 2 will gain automatic promotion to the Premier League. So let's find out who it's going to be as we bring the championship season to a close today. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Road to Glory career mode. Now, I know I said 3 teams, but Middlesbrough and Preston still in with a shout as well. And our journey could come to an end with our very first game because we take on Fulham as our first game of today. And if we lose that one, then who knows what that's going to bring for this championship table. But I plan on playing all 6 for you. Of course, if we're no longer mathematically possible of us gaining automatic promotion, we'll see where we go from there. But coming up is Blackburn, Wigan, Sunderland, and ending with Charlton and Hull City. So quite the jam-packed episode. We'll waste no time and let's head into our first game of the day. Here we go then for this one, and it's a full strength 11 at our disposal, but Solano drops to the bench. El Ghazi is going to lead the line for us as our number 9, even though he's wearing the number 10 shirt, and Chong will come in at left wing. That's purely down to the fact that Solano has been a bit hit and miss recently, so I'm hoping that El Ghazi will do the job for us. Fulham starting 11 is there. Quite a few decent players in their 11. Seri being one of those. Captains the side for them. Alfie Mawson at centre-back. Joe Bryan at left-back. Fabricio, decent goalkeeper too. And this is a real test for us then. The first of 6 teams that we have standing in our way between Forest Green and the Premier League. And that man on your screen right there, the leader, could he be the player to get us to the promised land? Josh Onomah for Fulham. The ball through the middle. Is he onside? He is! And Fulham will take the lead in the game that matters most. I thought we'd be saved by the offside flag. No! Joe Hart, I decided to bring him out early doors, and it ended up giving the opportunity to Cabano, who rifles it past him. This is such a huge game as well. And if we end up losing this one right here, that could be pretty much this episode over and done with. Insane. What a strike, but at the same time, I'm so annoyed because we shouldn't have given them the chance. And this is where we can see what we are made of as Saka finds El Ghazi. Anwar El Ghazi with a shot! And he's found the top corner. Forest Green draw level. 3 minutes until half-time. And that is a massive, massive goal for us to find. Get in, El Ghazi. That's why we paid the big bucks to bring you here. I always knew he'd come good for us. And it's a phenomenal finish at that as well. The angle is very tight. He's got to get the power and the accuracy there. And boy, does he. Fabricio, no chance. 1-1. 3 additional minutes of this first half as Onomah finds Cabano inside our penalty area. The ball back post. No! Karamoa gets there. Face is beaten. And Fulham restore their lead. No! 15 seconds, if that. I was going to say, get into half-time, 1-1. Not the end of the world. We'd be able to come back out and try and take the game to them in the second half. But we're going to go into the break 2-1 down. And I've got no idea what's happening with West Brom. I don't know how that game's going at the moment. Oh, come on, Facer, man. You've got to attack the ball. It's like he waited for the ball to just bounce off his head instead of actually attacking the ball instead. And Karamoa doesn't wait, and that's why he scores. So, yeah, this is going to be a very, very tough second half for us. And I'm thinking already I might just go straight to a 4-2-4 and just look to attack now because can't really afford to not. Lopez trying to create something. Finds Solano. Christian Solano! Saved by Fabricio. And that was a real opportunity as Brentford go 2 in front against Preston. Solano's first real touch since coming off the bench. Found well by Lopez, but Fabricio was equal to it. And you sense maybe, just maybe, that is the chance we were going to get. Fulham now in control of this football. Finding Taylor Crossdale. He goes out wide to Cabano. If they get a third goal, we are in serious trouble. Do not let it happen, boys. We need to win this ball back ASAP and try and create a chance ourselves. Lopez will intercept that pass and now find Lacerda. We need the run. Where's the run coming in? It's not really coming in, and that's the problem. Lacerda's pass, though, will find Saka. Now, Bukayo Saka, this is your moment. Saka with a chance, and he takes it. 25 minutes left. 2-2. Game on. And that is what we expect from somebody of Saka's quality. Can we go on and win this game? This is going to be a very, very long video if this is what we're in store for today. If we're going to have games like this, this is going to be so draining, but we're going to have to fight, it feels like, till the very, very end. El Ghazi finds Solano. He's in a one-on-one chance. Christian, Now you've got to take it. Finds Lopez. Diego, no, 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 no. That was the moment. Out of all the players for it to fall to, there's nobody else on that football pitch that you would have chosen. Time ticking away in the game, but we've still got an opportunity for one more chance. Laquera to Solano. Solano out wide for Saka. And this result will favour Fulham if it stays 2-2 because it'll keep them 4 ahead in the league as with 5 games to go. We need to beat them really more than anything. And we just haven't got the time right now. And that doesn't help Solano. Really does not, mate. Under no pressure, you've just headed it straight back to Fulham for them to control it. And now, it feels like it's out of our hands a little bit. Because if West Brom drew elsewhere as well, which they were, it's as you were for the title. Or at least for the table, I should say. So, I don't know what to say. I mean, we avoided defeat. That's the bonus. But a 2-2 result, I think, isn't good enough. West Brom return to the top of the championship and Middlesbrough have gone a point behind us in 4th place. So that draw has affected both Fulham and us because Fulham have lost the top spot and we are now very close to dropping into 4th. Preston still 7 behind though. I've said this before, but I feel like even if we are to play playoffs, I actually feel like we're the best team in there. So I'm not too worried if we drop into the playoffs. Say that now. Of course, we still got to play them. But I really want to do the automatic promotion. And next up, it is Blackburn at home. Where are they in the table, actually? I should have checked that because I'm pretty sure they're sort of mid-table bottom half right now. So this could be a good opportunity for us to go and get a win. In fact, they're relegation zone. Right, if we don't win this, we don't deserve to go up into the Premier League. Put it that way. One change to the side that faced Fulham. Solano comes back into striker. El Ghazi on the left. Chong dropped to the bench for our opponents. Blackburn side looks like this. Lewis Holtby and Ben Brereton are the 2 players I recognise most from that team. Bradley Dack on the bench. And a fast start will do us the world of good here as El Ghazi gets in. The byline's there across to Solano. And there's the opening goal of this game at the New Lawn. Remember, Blackburn being in the relegation zone should be easy for us to win this game. Brereton through to Armstrong. Is there a response straight away from Blackburn? Armstrong's attempted cross is blocked and we will get onto the rebound as well. Lopez up to El Ghazi. El Ghazi to Solano. Where can we go with this? It's an update between Fulham and Birmingham and it's a goal for Fulham and that's not what we wanted to see. Bukayo Saka, right-hand side. Are we in for number 2? Not quite. As he looked to Solano, but Hutchinson was able to intercept. Lopez into the feet of Curtis Jones, who turns away and now looks to maybe hit the shot. There's a pull back there, referee, but Jones continues forwards and ends up having the effort, which is saved by the goalkeeper, but there was a definite pull back to stop him from really getting into the box at pace. The referee didn't even play advantage, so must not have spotted that. Here is Jones again, into the feet of Solano. Solano through to Lopez, and out of nowhere, Travis, who must have been down injured, just decided to get back up and vitally stop Lopez from getting through. I mean, there's a goal as well. West Brom in front now, so yeah, it's all crumbling because both of the top 2 are now winning, which means that regardless if we win here or not, it's going to be the same as it was. No half-time changes for us. El Ghazi, what a ball to Facer, who's gone forward. Rebounds there. It's 2-0 Forest Green. An unlikely scorer from fullback, but Facer's done it. He went on a rampaging run after finding the pass to Lopez. I saw him make the run. I didn't actually think we were going to use it. Lopez to El Ghazi. The ball went through. He tried to chip the goalkeeper. Didn't pay out, but the rebound was there. And he volleys it into the empty net. There is also news of a goal in the game with Fulham. Birmingham City have found an equaliser in that game. So that is a lifeline for us. So that's a big goal for us to get. 2-0. Surely now we won't lose it from this point forward against a team sat in the relegation zone. And yeah, we need Birmingham to hold on to a draw there. Solano finds Lopez. The space through as Curtis Jones is in for number 3. Jones, surely he passes it into the bottom corner. Makes it 3-0. And I think now is time for some changes. Lopez being one of those players just to give him a rest ahead of our next game. So we'll bring on Chong. And while we're at it as well, the goal scorer, Curtis Jones, will come off for Abu Adams. And that is a great way to leave the field of play. Johnson finds Brereton. Is there a chance here for Blackburn to find what will only be a consolation? Bradley Dack back to Ben Brereton. And it is a goal back for them. Bradley Dack was substituted on for Holtby, and he's made the goal that gets them something from the game to shout about. But I think that's pretty much it. No clean sheet for Joe Hart, unfortunately. I accidentally took Jose Antonio a little bit too far away there to close down. I should have been a bit quicker to go out to Bradley Dack. Brereton, it's not the best finish in the world, and Hart is probably going to be annoyed with himself. There's not been any more goal updates coming through, though, so I can only assume that at the moment it is remaining 1-1 with Birmingham and Fulham. Brereton's making the run through, and that touch from Ribeiro will take it away from him. And there isn't enough time, I don't think, for us to get on the attack here. And maybe there is. Solano, El Ghazi is on this left-hand side. We'll play the ball towards him. El Ghazi takes the touch as well. Wharton lets him by a little bit too easy. El Ghazi now with the shots. He did that last episode where he hit the post from there. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, as the full-time whistle is sounded here, Fulham came back and ended up beating Birmingham by 3-1 at least. That was the last update I got. So this result for us, it's a win, but it's nothing more. I was kind of hoping that somewhere else would go in our favour, the likes of West Brom or that Fulham game. But unfortunately, I don't think either one did. 4 games remain now, and it's as we were. Straight into our next game then as we take on Wigan away. Another side sat in the relegation zone currently, so should be another 3 points. I don't think there's any changes. No, pretty much the same team that just won in our last game. And I didn't show you the table purposely because I kind of want to keep you guys in suspense as to if we still can do it. Of course, we'll play every game until it's mathematically impossible for us to not get into the top 2 spots. There's already Lopez battling away to win his possession, what you want to see from the game. But yeah, until that moment, we take it game by game and we just give it everything we've got to try and get ourselves into the Premier League. Solano there unable to find the run of Lopez. And if we're looking at the player of the season as well, we need to try and get Lopez a couple of goals, and there is one of them. Because right now he's falling behind the rest of the pack in terms of goals recently. And if we want to try and get him the player of the season, that has to improve. And already it has. Solano's over the top through ball. Lopez, close control, finds the half volley. And it is 1-0 Forest Green, but it is a result that we should be expecting. And Diego Lopez, start as you mean to go on. He won the ball straight pretty much from kickoff, battling away. And he's putting in a captain's performance in this early stage of this game. Wigan with an opportunity here. Massey with a strike, and Hart will make the save. And there was something just popped up at the top right to do with other games, and I actually didn't look, so I'm not even sure what that was. I'll have to check it back when I come to see the halftime scoreline. Oh no, off the crossbar, and Wigan could have had an equaliser. Get it out as quick as we can away from our penalty area. Lopez, this is strong, this. But he's eventually tackled, and he wins it straight back. Look at Diego, he's on a mission. Lopez, the same player that just went to tackle him before, goes for it again. He doesn't find the challenge. El Ghazi with a strike, it's blocked. Back underway for the second half, and it was a strong showing to the end of the first half for Wigan. As Solano looks to make it 2, and he does just that. And although it was a strong showing, they can't hold out as the second half returns. At least we can say we're doing all we can to remain in this title race. What a ball from Lopez to Saka. And Saka should have scored the first one, but he gets it straight back. And he does make it 3. Half an hour left, and that is the points wrapped up from this game against Wigan. Massey to the feet of Moore, back towards Massey. It's a return pass as well. And Joe Hart really wants to keep this clean sheet because he's pulled off another save for us. That's now a couple he's made in areas where otherwise I thought Wigan would have scored. Lukeda into the feet of Chong into the last 10 minutes as Chong just drives all the way through and looks to finish it, and he will do that. It is 4 for Forest Green. It is a thumping that we are going to achieve here. But to let you know on the scores elsewhere, West Brom 2-0 in front at the Hawthorns and Fulham 2-1 in front against Sheffield Wednesday. It just doesn't seem likely from this point forward now for us. Nice to see Chong getting a goal though. Came on for Lopez, and yeah, that's 4-0. What a result for us to get here. Adams, Saka lets it run, and Saka has done really well. Now to Solano, it's 5 for Forest Green. I feel quite bad for Wigan, but if I'm being honest, they look like a side that are already preparing for League One football next season. They're second from bottom, and the way they've played today, you can see why. They've not defended well at all. Solano, these goals could actually prove to be really good for his confidence moving forward. But full credit to Bukayo Saka because he made that. Yeah, it's helped us out. But ultimately, we still had to rely on other games. And that is the problem. If it was in our hands, this would have been phenomenal. It would have been great because we're putting up what we need to do. But it's out of our hands. We need another team to help us out. And at the moment, that's not happening. I just had a look to see what's left for Fulham. They've got Derby now and then Middlesbrough before Millwall on the final day. So 4 points is still the gap. So really, I'm looking at the next 2 games to be the 2 that if they're going to slip up, we need it to be those 2. Middlesbrough, they could lose to, you know, because Middlesbrough, as you know, are in 4th place. They're not too far away themselves, and they're still playing for the opportunity too. So there's a lot on the line for Middlesbrough. So I reckon that at that game, that could be the one where if Fulham are going to slip up, that will be it. But we also need Derby to take something off them as well. And while all that goes on, we also need to get the results on the board for ourselves too, because it's all well and good relying on other teams, but we have to get the win ourselves. Great ball through. Solano's in. No offside flag, and McLaughlin has made the save. Lacerda's over the top ball. Fifas should just keep that in play. He does. What a pick out that is! And Curtis Jones, on the first time volley, has given us the lead here. What a cross from Fifas, though. He's impressed me in the last couple of games as Fifas. He got the goal last time. And this, the technique to send that back in with the volley is incredible. That is beautiful to watch. Oh no, there's an instant equaliser here for Sunderland. And again, it comes from a cross where we just don't get and attack the ball. It feels like your players don't move towards it every time. I think I've already conceded the fact we're going to be playing playoffs. There's still plenty of time for us to win this game, but the top 2 are just so relentless that they don't drop points. So I don't think that even if we win the next 3, it's going to happen. Ribeiro watches Antonin go past him, and then Joe Hart can't do anything when he's that close. So it's always going to result in a goal there. But yet again, it's a cross into our box that we attack second and allow the opposition to head the ball in. Jones inside the penalty area, trying to pull it across, finds Solano on the turn, and he didn't get the power behind it as he drags his shot wide. But at this stage, my friends, I don't think it matters what happens here, because the game involving Derby and Fulham, the slip-up is not on the cards. Fulham are 2-0 in front there. And, yeah, so I think it is going to have to be the playoffs for us this season, which now we get ourselves into another, you know, kind of battle, because who do we want to play in the playoffs itself? Middlesbrough are right behind us. If they get 3rd, they will take on Brentford in 6th, and we will be forced to play Preston. Equally, if we secure 3rd, we'll get to play Brentford. So, which one do we want to play more is the question, basically. Mitchell finds the feet of Lopez. Lopez, great touch. Opens up the space brilliantly. Diego! 2-1. Back in front. And at this point as well, Middlesbrough were heading into 3rd because they're beating Leeds. But that goal means we do go back 3rd, still a point ahead if we can keep things as they are right now. Diego Lopez, the touch to get past his man, and then the finish as well. It was actually mistimed, but he still found it into the bottom corner. Adams to Lopez. Lopez sizes up the shot, and Lopez will find the back of the net with a curling effort to get his 2nd of today and make it 3-1 Forest Green. He's approaching 20 for the season. In fact, that might be his 20th of this season as we get another look at this here. I mean, when you give him this sort of time and space, he's going to pick out the corner of the goal, and usually he'll find it. Just feels a little bit bittersweet because we're putting in the performances now when we can't really make a difference. If we'd have beaten Fulham earlier on, this would have been such a crazy end to the season. But yeah, we'll see quickly just to see if it is his 20th of this league campaign. Diego Lopez, are you going to tell us? It is. Well, 21st of the league now for Lopez. Adams, Lacerda, space opens up. Now Solano turning. What a turn that is. Christian Solano makes it look simple. And it's 4-1 to Forest Green. As soon as we get the goal to kind of go back in front, we seem to just dominate after that. And this is beautiful from Solano. Look at that. Incredible little turn. And then the finish. He doesn't even put power behind it. Composed into the corner of the goal. That is quality. So, here is the plan. I am going to be playing this game against Charlton as Lopez grabs the April Player of the Month award. But I'll only show you the very brief highlights because unless anything happens with Fulham, then it's pretty much already done. And we'll know after this game if it goes right down to the last game of the season or not. We still have to get the win against Charlton anyway, but I don't want to be keeping this video going on too long. So I'll try and keep the highlights to a minimum. So let's head off into it and just see how it goes more than anything. Laquerda to Lopez. Lopez controls and he gets past one. Diego Lopez slots home. He could have gone down under the challenge for a penalty. Chooses instead to stay on his feet and finds us the goal. But of course, a Fulham win ends this here and now. So too would a Charlton result. So pretty much, yeah, it's still pretty bittersweet. Solano out wide, looking for Saka. Middlesbrough 2, Fulham 0. Are you joking? It's still on the card. Solano, Lopez. Oh, what's he done there? Diego Lopez. What has he done there? But I can't believe it. Middlesbrough are winning by 2-0. I didn't even see the first goal pop up. But no, Middlesbrough are doing the business. As it stands, ladies and gentlemen, we will be a point behind Fulham heading into the final day of the season where Millwall would only need to get a draw or a win and we win our game and we're in the Premier League. Scenes. A second goal will do us the world of good in this game to make sure we get the win. Solano returns it. Laquerda touches, gets the shot away, and it is 2-0. Laquerda gets the goal to find us potentially the win here. And this is going to the final day. Do you believe, ladies and gentlemen? It will be heartbreak now if somehow Fulham are able to come back against Middlesbrough as Lopez is going to make it 3. 88 rated Diego Lopez now, by the way. But it will, like I mentioned, be heartbreak if Fulham perform the comeback against Middlesbrough now. Because it's written, the script. We've still got to deliver though. Lopez is doing that when it matters most. And there we have it then, full time here. Did it finish a Middlesbrough win? Because if it did, we go to the final day. Would you believe it? It finished Middlesbrough 3, Fulham 0. So it goes to the final day. Let's not get ahead of ourselves though, because there is so much that has to go in our favour. Millwall, we are all Millwall fans from now on. And they are sat in 17th. It would have to be the bottle job of the season for Fulham to lose this now. Oh my goodness. We travel instead to Hull, who are currently 21st. Absolute scenes. I can't believe this. I'd written us off. I gave us no chance after the earlier stages of this video. Goal difference in our favour as well. This is incredible. So this is it. It all comes down to this one game, and we have goal updates switched on only for the Millwall versus Fulham match. We don't need to worry about any other matches going on. That is the only game we need to be aware of. And we are 90 minutes away from potentially the Premier League in before we lose to Hull City. But our recent form, we have been smashing the teams down the bottom end of the table, and that is where Hull find themselves. So really, we should be able to do the same thing, but there's a lot more at stake now. You know, in those games I'd written us off, I felt like we were just playing for pride more than anything, whereas now the result actually does mean a lot. And our boys on your screen right there need to get this job done and really take the game straight away to this Hull side. Do not let them settle. Make sure we're putting them under their pressure right from the first whistle. It'll be very interesting to see how this Hull City side set up. But there is a goal update, and I'm sure I switched off the West Brom game for that matter, because I felt like if I saw anything pop up, I'd be worried as Lopez goes for goal and isn't too far away from finding it. But that's why I switched off the goal updates, because I only really have to care about that one game, and I didn't want to see other games popping up. So for a second, I was a little bit worried. Lopez, Solano's made a move through. Christian Solano's in behind, and he's hit the post, and he's come back. And he didn't go in the back of the net. Saka now in possession. Solano in front of him. And it's all Forest Green right now, trying to find the chance. Great ball in. Saka back heel. Lopez is through. Get in! The big man turns up again, and Lopez strikes first. Hull City 0, Forest Green 1. I'm not going to tell you what's happening elsewhere with the game in Millwall and Fulham, because we want to see exactly how this ends. And in fact, I'm not seeing anything pop up anyway, so I can't even tell you, even if I wanted to, because I don't know what's happening in that game. But for now, it's advantage Forest Green. Millwall, please do us the solid. Get a result. Just over half an hour to go. El Ghazi, Solano, Lopez is in again. Diego Lopez is blocked. Saka with the lucky bounce though. Will slot home. It is 2-0 Forest Green. And that should be it, ladies and gentlemen, from this game anyway. The win is on the cards. So now it's out of our hands. We've done our job. This is what we had to do. We're doing it. And there you have it then. Full time from the KCOM Stadium. It is finished. Forest Green 2, Hull City 0. But the moment of truth is about to be upon us. Where does it put us in the championship table? I will see you in a second. It has taken 46 championship games to decide who will advance to the Premier League, and it went right down to the wire. And my friends, I can reveal, as we change over to the championship table, we have not quite done it. A point adrift of Fulham. So if we'd have beaten them earlier on today, we'd have been in the Premier League. Not only that, but 4 teams above 100 points and only 2 gain promotion. So it means playoffs. We play Preston, Brentford, Middlesbrough. They are the ties. And I'm going to check as well before we go to see how we've played against those teams today. But I'm gonna say this right now. If we fail to gain promotion to the Premier League through the playoffs, I will not be keeping Diego Lopez at the club. He deserves his chance to go and showcase with the best in the world. He's probably going to be the best player in the world. And I saw a comment about this in the previous video. And I completely agree. You know, we can't keep him here. If we're playing championship football next season, it's wrong to do so. So if we fail to gain promotion, he will not be staying at the club. But let's take a quick look then at the teams that we will face potentially in the championship playoffs and see how we've played against them. So Preston up first. When did we last play them? As we scroll through, I'll try and make sure that I know where we need to be in order to find the teams. In fact, I'll be back in a second once I've got them. So Preston was a 2-1 win away in August. And then we played them again in December, I think it was. Yeah. And a 1-1 draw. So 1 win, 1 draw against them. Brentford, who we could well face, was a 4-3 win. Crazy game, that one. And we played them again and beat them again, I believe, there. No, draw, 1-1. So 1 win, 1 draw against them as well. And then Middlesbrough, who are the other team in the playoffs. I think I'm going to have to go the other way as well for this, because I didn't have them. So far then, we're unbeaten against those 2 teams. Middlesbrough, I'd like to think the same. We played them twice in quick succession. A 1-0 win and then a 2-0 win. So actually, I thought Middlesbrough were going to be our toughest test. And we've got the best record against them out of any of the teams. We haven't lost to any of the playoff sides. What a stat to be going into, right? But that does us for today then. Hopefully you enjoyed this crazy episode. It was one of the most fun episodes I've recorded in this series. It feels like for quite some time. I loved every second of it. And yes, we didn't quite manage to do the job that we were hoping to. But it adds to the journey. It adds to the story here at Forest Green. And I will see you for the playoffs in the next video. Until then, if you aren't around here like what you see, hit that subscribe button down below. Have a great day. Have a great evening. Stay safe, people. And I will catch you all again very, very soon. Adios.